Marching on together, Whites Nation, are you ready for what might be the most explosive summer in our recent history? Elland Road is buzzing with whispers, and I'm here to break down what could be a total revolution of our beloved Leeds squad. Premier League football is back, but at what cost? The boardroom is heating up with decisions that will shape our future for years to come. The championship trophy barely had time to collect dust in our cabinet, and already the axes are being sharpened. A club legend could be on his way out. Meanwhile, a defensive reinforcement battle is brewing with a surprise rival, and you won't believe which Premier League veteran could be making a shocking move to Elland Road, despite his controversial past. The atmosphere around the club is electric right now. Equal parts excitement and terror as we prepare for the brutal reality of top-flight football. Our promotion celebrations have barely ended, and already the ruthless business of Premier League survival planning has begun. The decisions being made in the next few weeks could make or break our chances next season. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications because this news will have you on the edge of your seat. Decisions worth millions are being made right now that will determine if we're fighting for survival or aiming higher next season. Remember when we last went up and spent big on players who didn't deliver? The 49ers ownership is determined not to repeat those mistakes, but will their strategy work? Or are we headed for heartbreak? The financial restrictions we're facing compared to other Premier League clubs are brutal, and they're forcing decisions that will leave many fans devastated. Whites fans, brace yourselves, because the first domino has already fallen, and you won't believe how many more could follow. This is just the beginning of what could be a £64 million player exodus. Rasmus Christensen is officially the first casualty of Leeds United's summer clear-out, with the Whites set to rake in £7.7 million as he joins Eintracht Frankfurt on June 1st. But lads, this is just the start of what could be a massive exodus that might see 10 players heading for the Elland Road exit. Can you believe it? Our club is facing a brutal reality check as we prepare for the Premier League. Daniel Farke and the 49ers ownership are being forced to make ruthless decisions because of the financial constraints we're facing. While Premier League clubs can have 3-year losses of £105 million, we're restricted to just £61 million. The gap between us and the established Premier League sides is growing, and we need to be both cutthroat and shrewd in the transfer market. Jack Harrison could be next on the chopping block. Our winger, who spent the last 2 seasons with Everton, might bring in around £6-7 million. Not the £13 million his market value suggests, but still crucial funds for our war chest. Many in the Whites Nation on social media don't want him back anyway after he abandoned ship during our championship campaign, and it doesn't stop there. Joe Gelhardt is likely heading out with Hull City circling for around £1 million. Sam Greenwood could fetch nearly £4 million. And there's even talk about selling promising youngster Darko Gyabi despite his impressive loan spell at Plymouth. The biggest heartbreak? Patrick Bamford might have played his last game in a Leeds shirt. Despite his late season heroics that helped secure our promotion, his contract expires next year, and this is the last chance to cash in on our striker who's given everything for the club. The thought of Bamford in another team's colours is unthinkable for many loyal supporters. But football is a brutal business, and sentimentality rarely wins over financial pragmatism. Even our talented goalkeeper Illan Meslier could be on his way out, potentially commanding a fee above £10 million, with Carl Darlow taking his place between the sticks next season. The Frenchman has been a huge part of our journey, making incredible saves that kept us in crucial games, but his time at Elland Road might be coming to an end. Don't forget about Max Wober either. With Joe Rodon likely to be our first choice centre-back and Ethan Ampadu able to fill in as needed, Wober could be another valuable asset sacrificed to generate funds. A fee of over £5 million would be reasonable for the Austrian international, though his departure isn't certain yet. And what about Isaac Schmidt? The Swiss fullback has barely featured since arriving last August and recently hinted that an exit this summer isn't impossible. If both Sam Byram and Junior Firpo sign new contracts, Schmidt might be surplus to requirements. He could bring in another £2.2 million or more to our transfer kitty. The most eye-catching potential departure? Mateo Joseph might be heading to Spain. Real Betis tried to sign him in January with a bid exceeding £10 million, and reports suggest they'll be back this summer with another offer. The Spanish youngster hasn't fully convinced at Elland Road, scoring just 3 times in 34 championship appearances, and that kind of money would be impossible to turn down. Wait until you hear what else is coming, because another squad member has hinted at a possible exit, and a fierce battle is brewing with a championship rival for an international defender who could transform our backline. The defensive reinforcement war has officially begun. Leeds United are now locked in a heated transfer battle with Sunderland for Modibo Sagnan, the 26-year-old Mali international centre-back from Montpellier. Can you believe Sunderland have the audacity to challenge us for his signature? The Black Cats are preparing for their playoff final against Sheffield United this weekend, but their manager Regis Lebris is already targeting our potential signing. They're planning to use their French connections to swoop in for the defender who's been a standout performer in League One this season. Sagnan is exactly what we need, a left-footed centre-back with strength and excellent tackling ability who's made 27 appearances and scored twice for Montpellier this season. The French club has just been relegated after 16 consecutive seasons in League One, meaning they're facing a fire sale of their best players, and we need to capitalize on this opportunity. The defender's contract runs until 2028, but his future is now uncertain following Montpellier's relegation. Leeds have been tracking him for months according to Foot Mercato, but now Sunderland are trying to hijack our deal. Sagnan has an impressive CV, having played for Real Sociedad in La Liga, Tondela in Portugal's Primeira Liga, and Utrecht in the Eredivisie before joining Montpellier. Our Premier League status should give us the edge in negotiations, but Lebris's French connections could prove decisive if Sunderland earn promotion. This defensive reinforcement is crucial, with so many players potentially leaving, but the biggest bombshell is still to come. A legendary Premier League striker could be heading to Elland Road in a move that would send shockwaves through English football. Jamie Vardy to Leeds United. Yes, you read that right, Whites fans. The 38-year-old Leicester City legend could be making a sensational move to Elland Road this summer, and it would be an absolute masterstroke for our Premier League survival hopes. The veteran striker is set to leave the Foxes after an incredible 13-year spell that saw him win the Premier League and FA Cup. Despite his age, Vardy has proven he can still deliver at the highest level, scoring 9 goals and providing 4 assists in 35 Premier League appearances this season. Athletic journalist Rory Smith believes Vardy would be a sensible transfer for Leeds, providing the experience and goal-scoring ability we desperately need to survive in the top flight. Speaking on Monday Night Football, Smith said, "I think he makes a lot of sense for Leeds if he can get over his inherent Sheffield Wednesday fan status. The experience, the fact there aren't many experienced goal scorers available." Smith added, "Leeds have plenty of goals in the team, but they don't have a focal point. There are doubts whether Pirro can make the step up." And he's absolutely right. Joel Pirro might have won the Championship Golden Boot with 19 league goals, but can he replicate that form in the Premier League? It's a massive step up, and we can't risk our survival on an unproven striker. Mateo Joseph failed to impress when given opportunities early in the season, and Patrick Bamford has fallen down the pecking order. We desperately need a proven Premier League goal scorer, and Vardy fits the bill perfectly. The only obstacle? Vardy's well-known status as a Sheffield Wednesday supporter. Could the former England international put aside his boyhood allegiances to join us? The fierce Yorkshire rivalry adds another layer of drama to this potential transfer. Parahag Maratha and the 49ers ownership will need to invest heavily to build a squad capable of competing in the Premier League, and bringing in a proven winner like Vardy would be a statement of intent. What do you think, Whites Nation? Would you welcome Jamie Vardy to Elland Road despite his Sheffield Wednesday connections? Could this Premier League legend be the difference between survival and relegation, or should we look elsewhere for a striker? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, and hit subscribe for more exclusive Leeds United news. Marching on together.